Brooklyn's historic The Black Lady Theater is now taking bookings. Host your next birthday party, concert, networking event, baby or bridal shower, wedding, art show, gala, corporate event, live stage play, audition, and so much more. At the one and only The Black Lady Theater. Mention code GODCAST for 15% off your rental fee. Code good for the first-time customers only. Valid for a limited time. Call 718-771-0900 to book your event today.
Peace! Today is Monday, September 16th. One day before my born day. Make it today's math.
Knowledge, equality, all being born to God.
That's right. Use your knowledge equally amongst all people and show and prove your power as God. Yeah!
Welcome back to the Yanadameen Godcast. I'm Rah Digga.
I'm Lord Jamar.
Godfrey.
And this is Yanadameen.
Okay.
Shouts out to the live audience in the
Live
house.
audience in the building.
Team
Word.
Yanadameen in the building.
Team, you're not a mean, baby.
My man Nikki P in the house. Shout out.
Yeah.
True.
Shout out to Diamond Cuts on 8th Ave. Always slicking me down, baby, all day.
You
Diamond
stay
Cuts,
up
'cause they
in
be like,
Diamond Cuts.
Diamond Cuts, because they be like, man, they mention us, man. Man, cats be coming in. We love the Godcast. Lord Jamar, man. So
That's
I be
what's
like,
up.
yeah, Diamond Cuts, 618th, 8th Avenue between 39th and 40th. Go right upstairs. It's a real barbershop. Everybody been doing it 20 plus years. The
Nice.
blade is nasty.
Yes.
Yes, I'm very proud. See,
Yeah.
And who does your
tight
braids?
as hell.
Who does your braids, Digga?
Who do your braids? Yeah, you
Diva
look nice
Mina.
braids.
Diva Mina.
Diva Mina?
on Springfield Ave and Bergen Street.
Oh.
So
Okay.
nice.
Got to get there by 8 a.m. if you want to get out by 6.
Some braids be looking terrible.
No,
Some braids, they have the
no, this-
braids starting right here, and I'll be like,
No, this
wow,
this
they look
spot
tight.
is so slick.
But
No,
this is
that-
so good,
this
so
is-
nice.
Like in most braid shops, you gotta like ask
Yeah.
for a specific person.
Yeah, he's
But,
rubbing his head. He's rubbing his head. Yeah, there you go.
I do my own shit.
You just.
I do my.
When I cut my hair low when it's not grown, I'll do it myself because I learned
do
in
my own
college.
shit.
I learned how to cut in college, man. Me and my boy Ron, we was like, man, we got no dough. I want to get my hair cut, but we ain't got no money. In college, we have shit. So we put our money together, bought some clippers. Man, first time we started to learn, we was in there like 6-7 hours. And you know how clippers get hot? That's how long we was there. And we learned how to fake. We learned. And then about a month or two, we was cutting our hair every 3 days.
There you go.
So
Hell
just
yeah.
to inform y'all, here at the Black Lady Theater, there's like a whole fashion show going on downstairs. So
So
we're
if you
trying
hear some shit in
It's
the
a very
background,
noisy fashion show.
We're trying to talk through
Very-
it, but there's a whole lot of.
Well, I don't know, what is the
little
the-
some sort of African beat is going on
Yeah.
downstairs.
welcome to fashion.
Tribal vibes going on.
Clothing is what we said.
Well, listen, if y'all want to donate to the show so that we could be able to pay niggas to stop doing shit like that while we recording,
So you just buy out the whole video.
go to cash.me/$Yanadameen, patreon.com/Yanadameen, Yanadameen.com/support, or bounty.com/Yanadameen. Any amount is appreciated. We appreciate you. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you click that bell so you get notifications whenever we
$1,000, folks. $1,000.
put out a
That's
new
all I'm
story.
taking. I don't want to hear this crap.
can just look right there.
$1,000, everybody. $1,000. Sow your seed. Sow your seed. Whatever you sow, you will reap the benefits.
This is true.
That's right. $1,000. Look at the number on the screen. Number on the screen. There you go. Yanadameen Podcast. $1,000. We're not taking any more. We need money. Real money.
Come on.
No dollars. Don't be cheap. No change. No nothing. That's what we're doing. $1,000.
I'm gonna need the camera to zoom in slow motion while you're doing that.
$1,000. Hey man, that's how those preachers do it.
They do.
Man, they be like, look at the screen. All right, $1,000, 500,000, a couple thousand. That's all we need. It's just you're sowing your seed. This guy named is it Mike Murdoch? I watch him. He is unbelievably he's such a pimp. He's such a pimp, but he's such a good preacher.
Is Peter Popoff still on HBO?
I think Pop might be. I know Joyce Myers, Joel Osteen, what's his name? Joseph Prince, the dude from Asia. Yeah, I know them all. I watch all. T.D. Jakes still there. Creflo and Taffy Dollar. You know Crep Your Dollar.
I don't watch none of that shit.
Man, it's because we damn near do the same thing. All
I hate when I
Bible. I tell jokes,
when you knock off and then you wake up and shit and it be something and Jesus said like, whoa, he's trying to.
I like when they heal people and punch them the
brainwash
fuck
me in
out.
the sleep. Like, hold up, no, turn this shit off.
They always got to play. They always have some old lady. Oh Lord, I used to have a tumor. He said you had a.
And they all want to get rid of the tumor.
Punches him in the face. Your tumor is gone. Woo, Lord, she's shaking. It's gone because he punched you the fuck out.
Well, listen. Today,
Yes.
right? The day that we're filming this
Yes.
is actually September 11th. 9/11.
I know.
Yep.
Now, this is what? How many years since that happened? Like 18 years or some shit like that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Let's talk about it a little bit.
Where were you that day, sir?
Where was I? Would you really like to know?
I would really like to know.
Well, I'm glad you asked me that.
You're welcome.
Because that day, this is when I lived in Brooklyn on 560 State Street. That morning, I just had finished dropping my children off at their respective schools. I'm coming back in my home. You know, I'm walking in the building, and when you come out a certain part of the building, there's a big courtyard that leads to other sub-buildings.
Yeah.
So I'm in the courtyard, and I see my super, this guy Marvin, he's from El Salvador, and he's like, the World Trade Center's on fire. You know, but I can't really understand what he's saying because he's on the roof and his accent. I'm like, huh? Yeah. World Trade Center on fire. And so finally, I understand what he's saying. I turn and look, and I see the World Trade Center. One of the buildings is smoking, and it's on fire, and this shit looks serious. I'm like, whoa, you know? So he's like, yo, come up here, like, you know, come check it out. So I'm like, all right, boom, go up to the roof. I'm looking. Damn. I'm like, yo, this shit look crazy. Like, that looked like a serious fire. Like, this is definitely going to be on the news. I wonder if anybody's hurt. All this shit's going through your mind. As I'm looking at the shit, boom! The biggest explosion I ever seen in my life comes from the other building.
No plane.
Now, I don't see no plane. All I see is an explosion. And I'm thinking to myself, well, hold up. Because there was talk of maybe the first one was hit by a plane. Like, even in that short period of time, people were coming out, oh, well, maybe a plane hit the first one. But then when I saw the other one, I was like, hang on. That building can't make the other one explode. What the fuck is going on? So that's when I went inside, and I'm now watching from the TV. But at that moment, I'm watching this shit with my own eyes, and I didn't see no plane, right? Only when you go inside now, they start talking about planes, and you start seeing footage of planes. So now, in my mind, I start giving them the benefit of the doubt. I'm like, well, maybe I was at the wrong angle and all this type of shit, blah, 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 blah. And I start talking myself out of what I know I saw. Just like when the building came down.
Okay, well, before you get into your spiel, can we say what we were doing at the time? Or no?
Insert.
Or nah?
Whoa. Hang on.
Before you do your deep dive about
Was one interrupted?
Nobody asked you.
Okay, no.
No.
Before you go into your deep dive, I'm saying we
Real
all
quick.
existed at that
No,
time.
I was about to finish.
Okay.
I was about to finish. So all I'm saying is, I didn't trust my eyes at the moment, just like I knew I saw a controlled explosion when that fucking thing came down. And they tried to tell us it wasn't that, even though I didn't fucking never believe that from day one. And it wasn't until today where I saw some video footage that we're gonna play, Jay Netta.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. As a matter of fact, it just caught the second explosion on videotape. No, a bomb, I saw it. No plane hit nothing. The building exploded.
Let's talk about it. Oh, where were you, Digga?
I don't even remember.
Yeah,
Actually, I was walking I had just walked my daughter to school. This was like her first day at kindergarten. And I walked her to school. School's across the street. And when I came back in the house, my mom, she's like getting ready for work. She's like, yo, a plane just flew into the building, the first one. So then I end up on the phone with like my manager at the time, and we just talking and shit, like, yo, this shit crazy. You see the plane, like, boo boo. And while we're on the phone watching the news together, then we saw the second one, but we saw it on the news. So by the news, you're seeing some shit fly into it. Because the first one, you thought maybe it was, figured like it was accidental, like, damn, that's crazy, a plane. When the second one happened, I was like, oh shit! I thought it was like some missiles from Russia coming,
right?
Or something crazy.
You didn't know
like
what
that.
it was. You just kind of felt like, oh shit, motherfuckers is under attack right now.
I know my crew, the outsiders, they were in Paris. They said they were in the middle of sound check, and somebody came running in the room that could barely speak English and was like, your country is under attack. New York is no more. Like, he didn't really know how to articulate what was going on.
You see,
so
just like, they want to set on fire.
He like
fuego.
No, he said New York. They said his exact words was New York is no more.
Wow.
So now they're panicking and shit, and they're trying to call. Remember, it wiped out all the the cells.
Phones,
phones wasn't working for like 2-3 days. So now they're trying to call from overseas and couldn't get through for like 2-3 days. Niggas said they was sick. They didn't know. I mean, once they saw the news, they saw it was like New York. But imagine like sound checking and somebody just come running in. New York is over. Like, wait, huh?
I said, yeah, we in the building, bitches, rap.
Godfrey, where were you?
Oh, man, I was asleep, and I was in Harlem, and 148th, and Frederick Douglass, and my next door neighbor, this dude, Pat, he's like bipolar brother, he had a big-ass pit bull and shit. And the pit bull's barking and hitting the door, because he was a playful motherfucker. His dog knows me. He's like, and he goes, oh, wake up. God damn, they blew up the buildings. Motherfucker. I think he was gay. Because he had one of those, like that. Talked like that. And he had a voice like that. But he never did anything crazy. But you know what I mean? You know those ones you don't talk about? That 70s gay? He's like, yo, the buildings is on fire. Turn on your TV, motherfucker. The buildings. I'm like, what the fuck, Patrick? Whoa, what the fuck? He's like, turn the TV on. The buildings. That little S at the end.
With the list.
When he said the buildings, I was like, something's
Like,
up with him. That S is too
a little
long.
moist.
Yeah, the buildings. The buildings are on fire. And the dog's like, like, what the, you know how you wake up, what the fuck? I turn on TV. I'm okay, I see the building leaking, with the smoke. I'm like, okay, what the fuck is going on? And then that shit, bam. I was like, what the fuck? And I tried to use the phone, no phones were working. And my parents at the time were calling when they were alive. They were calling, like, look, and, we didn't have any communication. I was in the house for like 6 days straight. And then we did shows. I remember me, Chris Rock, a couple of us did shows for the firefighters and the construction workers. We had to go in this makeshift theater. Remember Sandy Duncan?
Yeah.
It was, yo.
I seen Sandy Duncan back in the days.
Peter Pan and
Peter
shit.
Pan. I seen that on Radio
When
City.
it was her and her husband doing a little variety show, and we all went in there, and these dudes are dusty as fuck. They still got
Wait,
shit on.
Sandy Duncan's still alive?
Yeah. They were like, we want y'all to do some shows.
What the fuck is Sandy One-Eyed Duncan?
We had to do shows.
You know she got one eye.
Yeah. We had to do shows for the firefighters, and we did
Duncan.
and we would talk. We did comedy shit and they were sitting there pulling bodies out, but they just sat there with soot on their face. We shitting on the Arabs and shit. And they laughing. It was weird as shit. That's what happened. I was in the house for like a week straight.
Now let me just say,
and we could smell it from Harlem too. I could smell the burning from Harlem too.
I smelled it definitely from Brooklyn. I saw the people walking across with the soot on them and all that. Now let me just say, just because, you know, I believe something was staged doesn't mean that I don't think that people really died in this. Like, because people did.
I believe they'll sacrifice some lives.
Oh, absolutely. They sacrificed thousands of people, but I believe that definitely was a controlled explosion.
Fuck yeah.
And
my thoughts and prayers are with the victims of 9/11.
Absolutely.
Of course.
But all that plane shit, upon further inspection, that's some bullshit right there. And so
and George Bush is like, oh,
so what I'm saying is,
what happened?
when they mix the crisis actors with the real victims, it's very hard. You know, that's the illest shit. When you mix a lie with the truth, it's very hard to decipher what's real. You see what I'm saying?
But that's why they can get away with the shit they can get away with, because people are still going, nah, man, nah. They got, dude. Everything is not an accident when it comes to wars, the whole nine. It's all planned. And you know, when there's war, the economy, you know, builds up again. People make a lot of money with war. I have friends that work with the defense, that do contracts. These black chicks that go to Dubai, they're making so much money for defense. They go, I'm making a lot of dough, but they know what it's
Think
for.
about the ones that go and do the infrastructure after they bomb the shit out of the fucking place.
It's usually a brown country.
Now Digga asked, well, why would they do something like this? In the car coming over, she said, well, why would they do this? Well, first of all, you know, to get...
No, not why would the government do this. Why would people who lost loved ones attempt to be a part of this big conspiracy thing? That was the why.
Because they didn't really lose anyone. They're lying. But some did lose. The ones with the building lost.
He said it.
The plane motherfuckers, ain't nobody was lost in no plane. So I'm not feeling, families that's trying to say they was down with that, they lying. Those was crisis actors. The ones that was in the fucking building and shit like that.
Yeah, that's real.
Those people are real. And those are the ones I feel sorry for. Yeah. Anyway, so now, the initial thing was Saddam Hussein. Poppy Bush got played by Saddam Hussein, and so now Baby Bush want to go and fucking have a vendetta against this motherfucker. They also want to go and get his oil and all this type of shit. That was one reason. Another thing that we forget about that 9/11 ushered in was the Patriot Act. The Patriot Act could not have been done without 9/11. Now, here's something that we forget about 9/11. Now, there was a law that made the Patriot Act go into effect. They needed 2 terrorist attacks on the U.S. to happen, right? At the same time. So 9/11 was one.
Right.
The other one, what else happened? Now, Dig already knows the answer. Some of y'all know the answer. But what else happened around the time of 9/11 that you don't hear about anymore? But they only needed this to happen so that they could pass this law. Huh?
Was it Oklahoma City?
That was my first answer, but no.
Oklahoma, this is 2000 what? 2001? Was it
Anthrax.
Anthrax.
Do you remember the anthrax attacks that happened very shortly after 9/11?
Yeah.
They needed 2 attacks to happen within a certain amount of time. I don't know if it was a 2-week period or something, for this law to be able to go in effect. And those were the 2 incidents.
Well, I'm gonna say this. Could be
And,
something.
wait, hang on. And I just want to say that if you don't know, the Patriot Act enabled the government and especially the president to have far-reaching, authority over the personal privacy of all citizens, basically. It was some bullshit. Yeah. And people like Obama extended it. But anyway, continue.
So I was that weekend. That weekend was the actual filming of the Michael Jackson 30th anniversary special that came on. We did 2 shows. We did one on a Friday and one on Monday. And a lot of that crew got on the plane the following morning from Newark on a plane that was headed to San Francisco. And they perished on that plane. So I'm not just quick to say, and I knew some of them. So I'm not just gonna sit here and say, oh, everybody that said they lost somebody on the plane is lying. I'm not gonna be disrespectful and distasteful like that. I won't put anything.
So I'm disrespectful and distasteful.
I won't put anything past the government, like for what reasons they brought the buildings down or not. Like, I don't put anything past them. They brought crack into the urban area. Like, the government is culpable of a lot of things. So I won't put anything past them. I won't even put it past them that all of this was staged for them to go into Iraq and do what they did. I'm sorry, Afghanistan. Excuse me, Afghanistan. But at the end of the day,
they're not. But they're not above paying people to lie to help corroborate their lies.
I'm not going to sit here and say that the people that are claiming to have lost people on those planes are lying. That's what I'm not going to do.
It's like Katrina.
Okay.
They
That's
purposely
cool.
kept those.
That's her disclaimer.
Can the government pay people to be crisis?
Oh no, I see what you're doing about the deaths. That totally.
But I'm not gonna.
But Katrina, another like with Katrina, those dams were shaky for a long time.
now they pushing it.
Right. Then remember the Katrina shit was mad shaky too. When that happened, they let it, and all of a sudden now they they're gentrifying that area that they wanted because, and then they know black folk can't swim.
Shit, this whole hurricane shit. Let's talk about the hurricane for a minute.
About the HARP shit?
Listen, this
you know about the HARP,
this
right?
whole I know about HARP. Okay.
We all know about HARP.
This hurricane is very fishy. Hurricanes are supposed to move along a path. Supposedly, this hurricane just sat over Haiti for two days or some shit like that. Like, what hurricanes do that?
Right. Yeah.
I don't.
They control anything. It's that control.
Haiti has been punished ever since it got its independence.
Yeah. From France. Yeah.
Wait, what's the weather machine that CERN? There's a okay, so
I've heard of CERN. CERN is a place where they have some shit.
Okay.
All I know is HARP.
Wait, isn't that where the Hadron Collider is at?
Yes, and it's supposed to be. They're actually. I feel like there's even been movies made about this, but now we're talking real conspiracy shit. But apparently, it's like earthquake, tornado,
right,
tsunami.
But it's also
matter of hitting a button.
It's part of the chemtrails that helps to manipulate weather.
They know how.
Just think of okay. You use this as a weapon. You use it as a place for land reclamation. Okay? I wiped this fucking place out because they said shit is wiped away out there. So now y'all gonna pay me to go in there, rebuild. I'm gonna rebuild some shit for me, not for you. Right. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna get rich in the process. And now you're gone.
Old white men, I blame them all. Old, rich, white men. Fucking period.
Diabolical.
And I have my white friends that go, Why you think it's all old white men? I go, you don't hire us to do your dirty deeds. Your hiring practices will let you know it's all old white men. I'm sure there's a black man that goes, hey man, do you guys mind if I join you in the destruction of the world? Fuck out of here, nigga. This is our shit. It's old white men.
Well, hang on. He might can help us with a couple of niggers. Let's keep him around for a little while.
There we go.
Let's
Remember
give him a little
Samuel
something.
Jackson's part in Django? We need one like that. We need to round up all the Negroes.
But then when we're done with him,
yes,
we're gonna fucking
fry them.
accuse him of rape or some shit like
Accuse
that.
them of rape.
Oh,
Shit like that. Throw
what's
them
this
all in
Antonio
jail.
Brown shit going on?
We're gonna meet
Antonio Brown?
Did you see this?
They say
What's the timing on that?
with the Patriots? It was probably all purposely done.
But now there's a girl accusing him of
Accused
rape.
of rape. I'm like, but Antonio, you see the texts?
Yeah. He's a
Obviously,
cold.
but obviously he didn't rape her. He's like, bitch,
I nutted
busted
on your back.
You just trying to get the come up. You and your mamas. Fuck her. I don't give a fuck.
Fuck out of here.
When you say fuck out of here,
He said, my baby mama Noah. He
Fuck
know a gold digger
He
when she
didn't
see
rape. He
one.
didn't rape her. He's like, I'm busting nut all in your back. Fuck out of here.
Yeah,
When you say
that's
fuck
not
out
really
of here, you
something
confident as shit.
A
that you know
rapist
what
would
you're talking
say to his victim.
about.
I don't
no
think,
rapist
like-
go, I'm busting on your back. Fuck out of here.
I mean, unless you're R. Kelly, like, this is the best 14-year-old pussy I ever had. Like, you know,
I think
like
he
where you're
fucked her
telling on
and-
yourself, yeah, I bust on your back that day I raped you. Like,
No, I think he
I don't
bust.
know
I think
who really-
he boned her and just kept it moving. There
Right.
was no attachment, so she's like, oh, okay, fuck that, I'm gonna get him. Because there's some girls that lie like a motherfucker. Lie like
they
a
do.
motherfucker.
lie like a rug.
That's how they used to do to get black men hung. White women did that shit all the fucking time.
What do you think
So-
happened to Emmett Till?
You know what I'm saying? And some of these women, and they're black at times, they will lie like a motherfucker on you and say you did this because you didn't treat them right or you didn't cuddle with them. You busted nut on the back and you was out.
Right, but then on the
Smack
flip
the fucking
side,
condom off.
sometimes
Or
motherfuckers
niggas
do
really
really
be
do
raping.
something. Yes, I was gonna
No,
say that.
look,
You have
men
to
rape.
say that too.
Listen,
Yeah.
men rape, of course. I
Yeah.
said some.
More
I
often
said
than
he said,
you-
of course.
More often do you think?
No, most men rape, and it's usually someone you know half the time too.
Not for nothing. Women are quiet for for a multitude of reasons.
Of course, that's the. But there's some that
But we
lie.
know.
There's one or two that are full of shit.
No, more than one or two.
Yeah, more than one or
Definitely
two.
more than one
You
or
know
two.
what I mean? I had one girl recently. That was like last year. She said that I put my hands on her and I didn't even touch her, and she was just lying. Some white chick, and I was with my other friends. It was thank God it was my other friends, comedians. They're girls, and they were like, and this girl was trying to get in our conversation, and I was like, we were like, all right, we didn't know who she was. I was like, yeah, okay, but we were still talking, and she went out and said that I touched her. Went to the cops and all this other shit. Said I touched her, and I didn't move. I was like, and these girls were like, he never touched her. I
You
was like,
felt like Cuba Gooding, didn't you?
and I didn't even touch her. She was just sitting next to me. But it was so funny because when the cops came out, because the girls, my friends, they're real nice looking girls. When they came out, the cops were like, oh, nah, you just mad because they're hot. He didn't do the shit. He left.
Well, listen.
Thank God.
We're gonna take a break.
Okay.
Okay, because I don't want you to catch a charge out here.
Whoa.
And,
Whoa.
we're gonna take a break, and when we come back, we got a special guest.
It was a conspiracy.
Another a Windy Cityite.
My
we
hometown,
got-
Chicago, baby.
We got Montana a 300 when we come back. You know what I mean? Godcast.
Yeah.